Hello guys, it's Alex here, and we just got the Professor Xavier Saga Dark Dimension Planner, basically. So you can go on the website where all the Dark Dimension planners are, sync your roster, and check. Let me open this just first. Okay, so here we are. We need to select here Heroic or Extreme, and then you can check your city first, then you reveal on global, then you need to change to go to extreme, then check your hero global, then you change again, you go to villain cosmic, and then you change again, and you go to extreme, to hero cosmic. So today we're gonna talk about city. The sad thing about this Dark Dimension or Mythic character unlock is that you don't really have options. You have very little options. It's what we hated a lot. Everyone basically hated this with Apocalypse unlock, if you were there for that. I started the game right a little bit before Apocalypse was announced, so it was a very intense year for me, that it was basically what the game was about, and then it was a big letdown. For once it was too prescriptive and everyone had the same teams. For seconds, Apocalypse sucked when he was unlocked, and I'm not forgetting this. He sucked. I don't care how much they did rework him. This was like a huge mistake from them, and yeah. So here is a little bit better. You have some options, but Dark Dimensions are a lot better because you have a lot more options. Dark Dimensions, you just go in, you hit the note, you die, then you continue where you left off. Maybe you need to heal or you wait a day, and then you can go in with the same team. You can have replacements, throw them in there, and heal less people maybe. Here you either get the 3-star and you can continue, or if someone of your team dies, then you cannot continue. So you need to have a team that can one-shot all the nodes, and I was expecting post-Ares characters generally to work better, and to very few characters pre-Ares with a lower stats to potentially can work or be a good option. It's worse than we thought. Basically, they tuned the nodes around all the new characters, and they gave them secretly the node. There are game mode buffs. So for city, you have raids open. So you would think that a Spider Society can be good, but Spider Society are, because at least they are raid characters. But Spider Society have the old stats and are useless besides that. And I definitely don't want to bring my Spider Society. But what they did mostly was here with the Vigilantes. Maybe they want to sell them, maybe want people to have one more incentive to build them up because rates are similar, so that they aren't using them too much on the game. So here you have everything, not only that's in raids, but that requires members. For example, on offense, while this character has 4 or more vigilante allies, lower enemy dodge chance by 100%. Doesn't need 4 vigilante allies, it just works. Enemies cannot gain death proofs, it works. Here, which is the most important part, on offense, this character has 4 or more vigilante allies, reduces the duration of all positive effects by 2 on all enemies. So basically, even if they have safeguard, they lose all their positive effects. You don't need to have the full vigilante team for this to work. It's nice, this actually, because you can build a couple of members of them and they might have some value long term just because they have the stats and they can sim raids and stuff. But it's too prescriptive. So I made a mistake before, and I think many people did, before they announced this event here that with Race to X, and people were kind of expecting Ratio X to last longer to get the red stars for him. So before I went into City, I did put gear on the Thanos game. They gave us through leaderboards, and we kind of knew that Mystic would be scared, that we need to bring many characters, many Mystics. So they gave us Mystics and they gave us a lot of skill. Then many people brought Odin and Thanos Endgame and Lilandra. I only brought Thanos Endgame. I like Thanos Endgame. I think he's very important, and overpower can be helpful for him, can be nice. I don't really like overpower to build for that. I'm not gonna, but this isn't a video about overpower. I didn't bring Lilandra and I didn't bring Odin. Lucky for me, because I would basically be screwed, and I think every free-to-play player will be screwed if they brought any of those characters, if they actually can get the gears to bring them up, because Odin is very expensive. They will be screwed up regarding red stars for Xavier. Thanos is my favorite character for Marvel, so this makes I just like to have a strong Thanos. Not necessarily the endgame version, but if we had a lot of skill, Thanos could benefit and do some extra stuff everywhere, even potentially in Arena, but I'm not using him in Arena right now. And basically in every game mode, except raids maybe, but even in raids right now, that Vigilante, I have 4 members, he's great in raids and can potentially be a big part of the solution to one-shot the first skill node that is. So he's amazing. I don't quite regret bringing him up. I was sure that I'm gonna bring him for his section, but now we are kinda low on skill, because as it turns out, not only we need to bring a lot of Vigilante members, but we also need to bring Liberty for Hero Global, and Liberty have another 2 skill. Then we have Lilandra, that skill. So there's a lot of skill, and we don't have that many skill. So basically what my understanding is, I saw some people getting through it, like videos, you need to bring like 5 out of 6 characters. You can select from Blade, Oath, Punisher, Daredevil Modern, Silver Sable, and Hitmonkey. Those are the characters that can get through it, that can one-shot it. Maybe Electra if you bring like 5 Vigilante, but I don't think that's smart, and it's missing, it's expensive. Maybe you can throw in Moon Knight somewhere in there, but you definitely need 100% you need Silver Sable, because this here is very strong. So you don't really have options. You can't bring Noir because he's cheap, he only takes 2 pieces, or a Vulture that I was actually thinking to bring because he's cheap and we have a lot of tech available. Where is tech? So we have a lot of tech. And he could have some value extra. Ghost Spider is cheap. I don't think they really have the value, but I dislike that we don't have the option to go with a cheap character to finish faster, because I really want to have Xavier sooner. It feels very bad not getting top 10 in Arena, and Xavier will be very strong. I prefer having Xavier sooner than having a little bit of a stronger roster beside him, or like Odin at G20 now. I prefer having more red stars on him, so I'm not prioritizing the now. I'm prioritizing Xavier. You don't really have options. You can't really bring like a Hive Mind for whatever reason, because you like them with Null, but this isn't really too much of a strong team. Null can buff other teams more. You can't really bring all characters, not just because of the stats from Aris that they buff them a lot, that I was kinda suspecting, and was kind of thinking that probably they won't be great and might be difficult to bring, or like Mr. Negative, for example, is very cheap. Spider-Man Big Time is very cheap. They're not strong characters. They don't have really a strong use in the game. Maybe you're better off bringing Vigilante. I don't like that we can't bring them. Like, why can't we bring a cheaper character and progress a little bit slower, but still progress, but finish faster? Because we can go quicker on the next section because they're cheap. So, honestly, yes, this is a planning video for City, but you basically plan who are you gonna leave out. Are you gonna leave out Oath? Are you gonna leave out Punisher? And you're gonna leave out, say, Daredevil Modern? Or are you gonna leave out Hitmonkey? I don't think you can work without Silver Sable. Maybe somebody can. I don't know. Silver Sable will have a very important kit. It has some plug and play outside of war or raids. And you have actually, I think it's on offense, but war offense and just in Crucible you you won't use a full team. In war you can use the full team. You can find like some teams to beat up. That's why I'm thinking war. And she also has the focus of this character in Charlie can only be reduced by offense down. So there was a Crucible room that they scrapped for that. There is a Cosmic Ghost Rider in war. There is some plug and play uses for her. I kind of like Silver Sable as a character. If I have to choose between like the options that I have here, I kind of like not what I do in game, but who I like, and they are relatively strong in game. So I don't feel bad about bringing Sable. I'm not really enjoying Daredevil Modern kit. It's kind of meh. I don't know. I don't see him doing too much. I don't know how much value he will add. He will have outside of raids. I definitely don't like Electra, but many people say Electra sucks. I actually like Punisher. He's cheap. He only takes 2 pieces. I like Punisher. Like he's a iconic character. Definitely, and he does a lot of damage. He has a little bit of plug and play. Like he does some things with defenders that are also secret defenders, and where there's also Doctor Strange, OG Doctor Strange, that is very strong now. I haven't seen people actually making a hybrid of this that is very strong and game breaking, but Punisher takes only 2 pieces. He will help in raids. He will do a lot of damage everywhere. I can see him even like being plug and play just to have a damage dealer in Cosmic Crucible for a cleanup team. I don't really see like they're doing too much or the Devil Modern doing too much. I haven't tested Hitmonkey, but I kinda like his kit. That I've read it. I kinda like Hitmonkey as a character, the best out of Vigilantes. Like he's kinda funny that he's an ape and that he. I watched the show at some point, the first season. Oh, I just noticed that he holding a banana. That's funny. So Hitmonkey is cool. I would love to be able to bring like Punisher, Sable, Blade, Hitmonkey, and like Vulture because he's cheap, and I have a lot of tech. I can't probably. So I brought Blade. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bring Blade because I spent the skill on Thanos Endgame, so I cannot bring another like 5 skill characters or even 4 because Electra will take a Mystic. I don't have this. I won't have the skill for that. I like Blade. He does assists. Now that we have the Awakened, he does a lot of damage. He's great everywhere. He's a top 10 character in the game. I like bringing Blade. He takes 3 pieces. He's not expensive. I probably will do Oath, a Punisher, Sable, and probably Hitmonkey. I'm gonna see what people his experiences are that are bringing Hitmonkey at 3 red instead of Daredevil Modern. Was kind of thinking a little bit like, okay, Daredevil model will be at higher stars, and the people I know got through it with him. I prefer to bring Hitmonkey. He has some great things in his kit. Also removing revives that one of his lower the revive chance of all enemies by 100%, which I think can be plug and play in Crucible and useful in war. Even if he gets out of his team, he probably will be very important, like in teaming raids and stuff. I probably will bring this team. To do this, I maybe have to refresh the store a little bit if I'm not lucky and aren't getting many, like the store here, and aren't getting many skill. Oh, what happened here? And I didn't buy this. Did they refresh the store for some reason, or did I? So if I don't get many here with 10 for skill, in the next days, maybe I need to refresh this a little bit just to be sure I have the skill to start to basically get the red stars for Xavier, to be able to get like the third, maybe the fourth, if we can get into villain global, because I have some gear for that, but I haven't done any characters for that. If I really can't, then I start coring it and nothing goes well. Worst case, I will bring Vulture and try to YOLO it. Maybe we can reset it 100 times and he can survive and make him Fortifier. And but there are like some Black Knights in there, do pings, and he will get speed bar on spawn because the opponents are heroes and goes first. So I honestly don't want to do this because maybe I'm gonna just waste the tech gear. Maybe it will be for the best to have the better stats and newer characters at G20 afterwards. Maybe it may be better long term than bringing a cheap character like Vulture or even like Ghost Rider, because we aren't using many bio characters and she's cheap, but she will be useless basically after that. Maybe like a war defense character that takes some wins because of overpower from time to time, but that's about it. What that he will do, or it will be a terrible Cosmic Crucible defense that will suck a little bit more efficiency. I don't really see the value in that. I wouldn't bring or Noir because he's cheap, but I like Mystic for other characters. I really wouldn't bring Spider Society. Kind of like Hive Mind, but I don't really think we have the option to plan too much. Like, are you bringing a Daredevil Modern, Punisher, or a Hitmonkey? Who are the two characters out of the three that you're gonna bring? Maybe you can replace Oath if you want to bring other Missy characters and bring 4 Vigilante and don't have Electra and have Blade with them. That can also be an option. But I think it's raids, so she will have some raid buffs here that she does some stuff with raids, with speed bar here and energy on spawn. I think this will be active, and she might even Oath might be mandatory. So good luck choosing between Punisher, Daredevil Modern, and Hitmonkey. You need to bring Sable. I hate that, but what can you do? Maybe the next sections, planners, and maybe they will have a little bit more options. Maybe some characters will be released with like the new bio team, the Thunderbolts. Maybe there we will have some options because there are some dual tags and they go in different sections. Maybe, I hope that. Maybe some characters going through Xavier's unlock in 6 months from now will have many city options, and they can choose between like a Vigilante, Blade, Oath, and a different team. I hope that. That's it for now, guys. Good luck getting Xavier Red Stars.